another day. This is taking a lot of work, cutting its shape, including cutting a lot off that side. But finally, not only does this now fit in place, a bit tight in a couple of places, but it lets me lip it under that edge without disturbing this panel, which is great, because I'm going to need to have the thing in and out quite a few times doing different things. I've still got wall cladding to put on, so these gaps will be practically non-existent. Now what I'm thinking of doing is, or what I'm going to do is, since I need a little entrance step for my shower, and also I think it would look good here as an actual entrance step on the side door. So that's what I'm thinking with it for the entrance to the shower. It looks quite nice. Needs building up underneath a bit where I need another piece of 9mm. But what I think I'm going to, what I'd like to do is cut into that, have this raised up a bit more and cut into the wood there, so that that is actually sort of embedded in slightly down into the wood. It would be better if I can do it that way, but I'm going to have to raise it up. Well, that's the final line I've settled for. I will be taking edge off like that all the way around. So this corner, that's right toasted where that one is. Now I'm just going to make a piece of 6mm ply, cut to that exact shape, to sandwich between that, and that should raise it up enough where I can cut into the wood to sink that into the wood then. Quite happy where that's looking. I actually ended up using a piece of 13mm plywood board on this. This bit's for the little space just at the edge, fills the gap up. So it goes. It's ended up being quite a nice fit. There's a little gap under there. I'll just seal it under that. So actually, it's going to sit quite flat to it, looks like. Just done that about perfectly actually. That's a really good fit and redshift for that. So I'm looking at fitting my mixer control for the shower. Now unfortunately, the best place for it actually would have been where I put the sink here. Plenty of room behind it, it's just about the right height. That would have been ideal. But I preferred to have a sink there. If I put it there, it's a problem with bed. Now pipes come out, so that can't happen. I can't put it there again because it's sink below it. I can't get pipes through. So it's going to have to be there. it's not ideal behind it. I'm going to have to cover it up with something, but and I'll need right angled joints. But yeah, actually, come to think of it, no, it's going to be at that level, so I can fit something to this beam. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to go here. I've already marked the wooden panel up and obviously removed it. Let's get on with it. So that's ready, drilled. Just made a backing panel, so it needs to be thicker than 9mm. It needs to be about 15mm, I think, minimum, something like that, 12 or 13mm maybe, for it to actually hold together. So just fasten the backing plate to that now, and I can put it all together. That's it, all fastening, and I can go back in then. It's all fastened in, everything back in. That's the end of a good day's work. So it looks on that side. I'm going to have to box that in somewhere, but there's only a beam just below it, so it shouldn't be too difficult. I'll just flatten all these off on corners, just on edge here. That's it. Edge of each beam going forward to give it a better roof line, make it a bit flatter. I'm ready to start putting pieces in. Got full one up there ready to go. So I've got a little bit in place. The first one took a lot of cutting, there's a few things to go down. The second one's not got any too bad. The third one I'm having just one hell of a problem with. Because of the curvature at the roof, curvature at the ceiling. Just lipping the tongue into the groove, it's just a pig. So I have to carry on with it tomorrow, or maybe see if I can go about it in a different way, whatever. Well, I've had a much better day today. Start getting them clipped together much better. The difference from yesterday and today is that yesterday I got a piece finishing right about that point, I think there, where today finished it at a different point, shoved it forward, and the piece finishes here instead. So that's pretty much going to be the basis how I do it in future. I might finish a couple of them here, just sort of midway point between this panel, that's how that one is actually. So I'll be alternating them, I think. Much better. So after some really abysmal weather, catching up with a few little jobs before I get on with more major stuff. Got that in. That's looking alright now. I think that will end that last video more or less when I got a piece in on that. Got first piece of that in. I need another piece decking to finish that off. That's quite good. And I'm just getting ready to put this next panel in. But what I'm going to do with this one is make a hole for the puck light here. And also one here in the shower. That puck light's delivered. I've got 4 of these. I didn't want a mega complex lighting system, and I don't think it's necessary at all. I've had my battery delivered. This I can't weigh up. You just got screwing connectors instead of proper terminals. I just can't weigh that up at all. So I'm going to have to get some sort of adapter. And I've got my smart charger. And I've also got a pre-wired 12-volt control panel on the way. Hopefully I'll be in a position to have a couple of working lights in the van in a couple of weeks from now. So these holes I've done 2. Not quite big enough yet. That's me cutter thing here weren't quite a big enough diameter. So I'll cut around the rest of it all with this, which is obviously not ideal. Next time I might try and do it with Dremel. It's splintered a little bit. I filed it, sanded it. It's not too bad now. Since I haven't got the correct size drill bit for it, I need to find a better way, either get the correct size drill bit or find a better way of cutting the rest of the way, or just plain filing it the rest of the way. get it accurate. So this is a couple of days later. I've got this second hole cut and I've managed to make a much better, much neater job at this. I'm still waiting for the drill bit to be delivered, but it does fit in. It's much neater. There's very little splintering. What I did was still use that, but I cut it from the, this is the finished side, I cut it from the rough side, and that's the side that tends to splinter. So it's made a much better job of it, but I'll be doing the rest of them with a, I'll be finishing the rest of them with a drill bit with a sanding bit on it. So I had the bright idea last night of utilising these original connections and just putting one light in the bike. That's the connection there, having one light probably central about here just in front of the fan, and having them on a switch but leaving them to the original van wiring so that they go off after 15 minutes. I think it'd be a good thing to have when I'm going out at night. Then knowing it's controlled by both the system and a switch, I can switch it off when I go out, so it's not on for 15 minutes, and then just as soon as I open the door, switch it on when I come back in. I think that's a pretty good idea. Right, so I've got this piece in. Now I'm not going to put any more tongue grill up there until I've got these two lights working that go in there. So now I'm on with 12-volt system. And the next thing I need to be doing is planning where to put the control panel. Now this would be pretty good. So this is the 12-volt control panel. It's pre-wired to this, and there's obviously all these to connect up when I get the individual whatever I'm going to connect into, fridge and whatever. I'm actually thinking the best place for it would be under there if I can. Then I can access everything behind the driver's seat. Fit a couple of bus bars in there on this side. In fact, I can put another panel at this side and put the bus bars on if I want. So I've got my control panel sat on the floor down here, wire going through the side of the panel of the framework for the galley. And already I can see that the length of the wire is going to be comfortable long enough. The only thing I've had to do is drill a hole there for the wire to go through. Yeah, the next thing is to cut my shape and this panel for the control panel to sit in. So another really big bonus with fitting this control panel on the other side of here is this is me winding for night heater, which is supposed to go directly to the battery here. So I planned on connecting it here. The battery's under the seat, but I think I'm going to fit it to control panel. See if it works, make sure it works fine first, and then just have the one fuse on the control panel, because there's actually a fuse in the night heater casing. As long as it works alright, connect it up to the control panel and connect it up to the leisure battery. That's the way I'll do it. So I've got my shape drawn for my control panel. I've just got to be careful rounding these corners because it's pretty close from where the end two connections are on the control panel to where the screw holes are at the control panel. It's really close, so I've just got to be a bit careful with that. So unfortunately, I'm not taking words about it's just too big a problem. There's a lot of work, so this is going to be done in situ. Bit clumsy one-handed, never mind. I think I've done it slightly slanting. So I'm just looking to prepare maybe a battery compartment. This is lithium iron, so it's fairly light. It's not as light as I thought it'd be actually, but it's fairly light. I'm just going to make a tray for it. It's not absolutely necessary, but the way I like that is if I don't keep it upright in position, and it'll need very little fastening after that, if anything. Might need a bit, but not very much. In fact, that's the point. If it's going between there, which it is, I can fasten it across these bars, that'd be quite easy. I'm just going to cut a shape out of there to get that to fit. I might do one at that side as well, just make it easier. And that's where it's going to go. That's that done. The only other thing I've got done today is route this 12-volt cable through the same hole I drilled yesterday or the day before, whenever it were. But I've taken it up over behind where the microwave compartment's going to be. Let's get it out at where 240 volt sockets. So not much done today, but the weather's been rough. I've got to go to the gym, so that's that. So the pre-wired control panel kit that I put in the van, it's obviously not all fitted, but it's in place. I got from Simply Split Charge. Now, the only paperwork you get with it, I've got an invoice with a parts list and a wiring diagram, and that's it. But for a complete novice like me, who knows next to nothing about electrics, it wouldn't hurt them just to put a bit of written instruction about, just description how you're supposed to put it together. Also the fuse box, there's no description on what rated fuse you should use for the control panel. So this is the 6-position fuse box supplied with the kit. They were with the fuse box, packed individually. These were packed with the rest of the kit. All sorts of fuses, connectors, stuff. This one was separate. There's a load of connectors in it and one single fuse, and that's the thing that helped me twig what I was supposed to do with it. So basically, you put that in one of the positions in the fuse box. The positive to one of the fuse box connectors and the negative to the bus bar connector, and that's how you go on with it. Yeah, I've twigged it out, but for a complete novice like myself, it's not obvious straight away. You have to work it out, so a little description would have helped, definitely. Okay, so next day, now I'm clear about how everything's supposed to be wired up exactly. I've now got fuse box to fit, the system 12-volt system fuse to fit, and I bought this separately. This battery isolator to just switch all the system off and on in one go. I also bought a pair of separate leads from Simply Split Charge. I think it's these two. What we have in buying that, I figured I'd need them. Hopefully, I think I'm going to be fitting everything on the floor down here. What I certainly want to do is leave this particular, between these two beams, there's nothing down there, so I don't want to block it up. I just want to use that for storage and nothing else. I'm not having solar, I'm not having a split charge system. The battery's just going to be charged from the hook up 240 volt. It occurred to me last night that the first thing I wired up in the van didn't have to be the lights. I can do this, I can get the fan working, wire that up to the control panel. Just check the first thing, just have one item wired up, check that works, and just do it one item at a time, check that they each work when I put them in. So that's the way I'm going to go forward. So that's everything in position now. I'm just going to start making wires up. I'm going to cut things down, make short wires up, because it's going to look like spaghetti junction under there if I don't. Just going to have my first go at shrinking this. gone too bad. Just melted it a bit there. Burnt it a bit. That's not too bad for the first go. Wasn't bad. Considering tools wrong side. There we go. That's about it. Not bad. I'm pretty pleased with that for a day's work. Got fuse box is in, the system fuse box is in, isolator is in, leads from it to the battery, got the lead from the fuse box to the battery ready. Just got to put the earth wire in front battery to the body, and then shorten this wire which is from the control panel in a day. That's pretty good. So next day, that's my main control panel lead. Just cut it down and put new connectors on. Looks reasonably competent, so I'll just connect it up. So I'm just connecting my control panel lead up to the fuse box. Put the neutral one in the bus bar, positive one. I'm going to put in the most awkward slot, which I think is that one. And then I want a 30 amp fuse in that slot. So I've actually just rerouted the cable to the battery on top of these wires, and then tied up them together. Keep everything tight out of the way. It's just a better route for it. The last thing is 30 amp fuse in there, and put the lid back on. So there's a couple of these switches on control panel that will basically be permanently on, like lights, so I'll probably put the lights to that one. What I'm thinking of doing is putting the fan light. Yeah, I'm going to put the fan light on a switch and have it sort of here. There's going to be another panel here and on top of this, and have the fan switch here. Possibly shower light switch here as well. Run the wire for the fan and have that as an on switch for the fan in the most accessible place. So I'm preparing a wire to connect my fan, these two wires, to this. It'll go connect at the other end to the control panel here, to one of these fuse holders. These red things you can't actually see on there. Right, just about see one there. And the black one goes to the bus box there. Bus bar, sorry. I'm going to connect this wire to the actual wire on the wires on the ceiling with one of these. Now, I've seen an American video describing these in either an American name or a slang term. I'm not sure what it was. It says on it Wago 221, and that was the description on eBay how I bought them. But they're handy apparently for connecting wires of different sizes, which is what these are. These are the different size to the actual wires on the fan, so that's what I'm using. So it's the next day. I managed to get the bus bar fastened onto here. This is my wire for the fan. Got it connected onto the bus bar there. And now I've just got to plug this back into place on the back of the control panel here. That's on. So here's my fan wire. I could actually do with doing it a tiny bit longer. These won't lift in bike quite high. They're actually quite strongly sprung, so you need to lift them quite high to push the wire in. Let's connect it up. The only other thing I'm going to do today is just prepare that little hole for my earth point for my leisure battery. Well, my little sanding attachment's come for the drill. And that'll do for that. It took about 15 seconds. So I've got the battery earth done. But I also made a start on trying to sort this out, figuring out, I've looked online and found out which colour wires are positive and negative for the original transit wiring. That's going to go in there. But the other thing I've done today is make this panel up out and off cut, just to give me a start on covering this stuff up. But I particularly wanted to make a switch. That's the reason I did it. I wanted to put a switch in there. So I'll be attempting to wire that up tomorrow. The best bit about preparing electrical wires is I can do a lot of it in-house. So I've got 3 ready for tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have the switch working at the side of the side door that operates the original van lighting system. Hopefully I'll be able to switch it on and off with a switch once it's actuated by the door being opened. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. Okay, so this is on the original van system where the lights are on 15 minutes after the doors are open. But I've obviously changed it to an LED bulb. Put a switch in. There you go. First bit of success electrically. So the same thing I've done on the side door with the light switch, I'm now going to do on the back door. I reckon I can put it there, be able to access things through that hole. And it's only then got to go to, I can stretch that to go fairly centrally. I'm only putting 1 bulb in, not 2, so this will be non-functional. So I'll do it from there because it's shorter wire. I'll put a switch here. Just finished my battery restraint, nice and simple, just a piece of wood, 2 aluminium angles, that's it. Fasten that really tight. Nearly Christmas. Running out of steam, I think. So that's a few more cables done tonight. So now I can connect the charger up to the battery tomorrow, or at least have the cable connected to the charger. I'm still waiting for a delivery to actually plumb the battery in. But if I can finish that all off tomorrow, then I can have it wired up to a switch. I've got that all big enough now. Switch goes in there. That's just a case of wiring it up now. This wiring on these particular switches is made more complex because there's a little light on the actual switch, so it actually needs an earth, whichever way you do it. If you're doing it with a positive to the switch and back, it also needs a negative, or if you're doing it the other way around, then it also needs a positive. But at the other end, then you have to do this. I've got 2 lines into 1 connector. That's the way I've done it. And the proof is in the pudding. Nice. Now I keep causing myself little problems by making wires too short. that's borderline. That's probably, to bear in mind I've got an adapter with different things on, but that's a bit too short really. So what I'm going to do is turn battery around, which makes much more sense for positive connection. I'll move this, move that down to, where is it, there. It's quite easy to get to, and I've actually got enough for this red wire left to make a long connection up to here, and I've got that made up to get a charger, so I'm ready to go with that. So I'm all caught up, got my charger wire connected, I've got everything connected up, I've got the battery turned around, new earth position done, and I'm just waiting for these proper terminal extension things so that I can fit these on, and that's it. Then I can fire it all up, give it a try. So today I've put the electric connections in for the heater. I've varnished what wood I've put in, one coat. I'll see if I can get a chance to do another coat today. And also I made this for, it's just a storage compartment on the top of the wardrobe, but I'm putting a ceiling in for it. The bus bars for the lights are going to go on top of that. Everything attached and then put up here, and all the connections hidden out of the way. So it's a beautiful day for a change. I've just been making this up, which is the wire for the shower light. Now I've just got to thread it through. I've checked the bulb, the connection that I made to the bulb's working, but unfortunately I'm still waiting on delivery, so I can't actually check any of the 12-volt system yet. It's running off the leisure battery. So I've got a shower light in position. Put cable through, just put a little grommet up here. I've managed not really to have much cable showing here. So I've run into a problem with the depth of this, and I don't want it poking into the wardrobe. I don't want to cut down on wardrobe space, make anything awkward in here. So I think the best way is actually fix it to a piece of plywood, have a piece sandwiched in between. So it's the next day. I've got this padded out, sandwiched on that switch. It's connected up to wiring. I've got the wire coming down here for it. It's all hidden quite well. I'm just waiting to get my bus bars. They're not being delivered yet. This is my power wire to go onto the bus bar. Straight to the fuse box, not onto the control panel. I've just connected it up. So this one's top. Chuck it back on. And mix that up. And that's just finished my last job for the day. I just put a wire in, ready for my USBs. I'm having three USB sockets. One down here to service the TV for a Chromecast or similar. One in this corner somewhere, I'm not sure where exactly yet. And one in the galley, just for anybody to use at the coffee table. So I've got the first job of the day done. I put this on the back of the 240 volt socket to protect myself and anybody else from working on the 12 volt system. Also, I'm going to get this done today if I can. I've obviously done this first shower rail a while ago. I wanted to put a second one up here, probably that way around, because I can get a better angle going at it that way. And the other one up here, that's the waterproof curtain that's going to be. So I've got the first bit up here, a bit fiddly. Second bit's ready, and that's my fitting kit. It's just one very short piece of 2020 with one corner connector, and it connects it all up. Got it in, can't believe it. What I actually can't believe is how tight I've got it. It's a lot tighter than this one, and that's because I was able to turn this one on that side of the beam instead of that side, which this one is. I just didn't have the room to do it with this one, otherwise I could have done this rail a lot tighter that way. But it's looking pretty good, quite happy with that. Another day done. So these terminal adapters have finally arrived, got held up in Christmas post. Put other one on. Just got to tighten a couple of things on here before I put this post on, and then I can fire it all up and see what happens.